Hello! In this video, I'm going to work on the Z-axis for the Prusa i3 MK3S printer. In last video, I worked on the X-axis. In this video, I'm going to do the next step. Let's get started. So next step is to attach the 3D printed parts to here as the motor holders for the Z-axis motors. So we need Z-axis bottom left and Z-axis bottom right 3D printed parts, which are in this bag here. And we also need to mount these to here with this, this jutting out part right here, connecting to this with this part up here, facing up. Okay, so now that I've attached the motor holders to the frame, let's see what the next step is. The next step is to prepare the Z-axis motors. So, we need the Z-axis motors, which are in this box here. And there's a note that the motor with the longer cord is the right motor, and the motor with the shorter cord is the left motor. They say to unscrew the trapezoidal nuts from here, and then I'm going to place the 3D printed Z screw cover onto both of these things, with the flat side facing this flat surface on the black flat surface around the screw here. So the 3D printed parts are in the Z-axis bag here. These are black, and then you need to place them with a hole in the center of each of these, inside the hole of the center of both of the trapezoidal and the Z screw cover on the middle of the center of the screw here. The next step is to screw in these motors into these two motor holders here. So we need these two motors and we also need 8 M3X10 screws in here. By the way, each motor is labeled Z-axis left or Z-axis right. So Z-axis left is supposed to match with the left screwdriver, the motor holder, and the Z-axis right motor is supposed to match with the Z-axis right motor, the motor holder. So the next step is to take the trapezoidal nuts and attach them to the XAxis assembly. So we need trapezoidal nuts, the 4 M3X18 screws, which are the longer ones, the longer screws, the 4 M3N nuts, and yes. And we need to turn the X-axis like this. We need to turn the X-axis like this to place the nuts in on these two holes, and then you can turn over to this side to screw the trapezoidal nuts inside. So the next step is to attach the X-axis assembly to the Y-axis assembly, the two Y-axis assembly motor rods, have to these two trapezoidal holes. The holes that has a trapezoidal, the nuts on them. And then you need to turn the y-axis, the shaft or the y-axis motor screw. You need to turn the screw so that it goes down. So the trapezoidal nuts go down. And then you need to screw it in until the top rod here is just below this top of the frame here. Okay, so now that I've screwed these in, I'm going to insert the rods from here, through this hole here and connecting to the bottom here. So I need the shortest rods, or the last two rods, in here. So insert through the bearings in here, and then align it with the hole at the bottom base here, at the 3D printed part there. Okay, so now that I've completed attaching the rods and X-axis to the Y-axis, the Z-axis motors, let's see what the next step is. Okay, so the next step is to prepare the parts to cover these two rods here and these two rods here. Okay, so we need the 3D printed parts, the Z-axis top left and Z-axis top right 3D printed parts. And we need 4 M3X10 screws, the last screws that we have in the Z-axis packet. So when you screw these in, make sure this open hole here is the hole for the Z-axis screw here, and this like round hole here is for this rounded like walled hole here, I could say, that is on this rod here. And same thing for the other side too. Okay, so now that I've completed my final step, I'm going to have a gummy bear. Thanks for watching. My next video, I'm going to do the XAxis assembly. Bye!